Hello, my name is Samantha Gonzalez. I am from the country Costa Luna, and my I am a secretary of the intelligence and science field. Okay, if you had a single harmonic power in the world, how did that country exercise leadership and shape the rules of the international system to their benefit? I think just America. Hmm. Hmm. Yes. It's also that they also helped other countries by splitting the supplies to everyone and making sure everyone follow, not control each other or prevent wars from happening. Hmm. Yeah, especially since they had a large military structure enough to exile Ashenhold entirely and beat them in battle. Mhm. Move on to the next question. How were the most powerful states in your statecraft world perceived? Was their capabilities, their action, or their rhetoric that perceived their perceptions? As as for my country, when it came to Ashenhold, we were my country and our country was kind of worried since they were climbing in military, especially after they took over Sapphire Island, as we were worried about what their planning was and whether or not they were actually going to take over other countries. It was also the same with America, since they had the power to exile Aginhold. My country was a bit threatened, thinking like, oh, they're not so sure whether or not they were going to extend. But after they promised to be friendly and share the supplies, the threat subsided. Like they no longer felt worried. No. Yes. Do you find parallels to America's experience as the world dominant power? If you were advising the president, what advice would you give about the way power should be exercised to minimize resentment and hostility? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm. Yes. Mm-hmm. 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 The U.S. president, like if you would give it, yeah, like what advice would you give? For me, I would say like, oh, try to make allies, but also keep your distance. Make sure you don't get too close to anyone. Well, too overly friendly that you let your guard down because you don't know what could happen. But at the same time, don't be overly hostile. Like like try to treat others equally and respectfully. Hmm. mhm, mhm, mhm. I would also like to advise the president that make sure you're prioritizing the necessary things before going into things rationally, like military. Like instead of focusing on military first, try your citizens or what can benefit the country itself. Like set priorities. Mhm, mhm, mhm. No. Mhm. Uh, Final questions is where we make questions on our own. Okay. A question I could make sure is how would you know how do you know you can trust others? For that I would say you could I'd say you'll be able to trust others is if they are actually helpful, like they don't try to exploit you or anything, like they're actually honest to you, treat you well, and are willing to help you in your country. No, it was a vote. Where one of us, yeah, where one of us will give basically insert the ideas, and we will both say, well, whether or not if it's good enough for our country or a good decision to make. Mhm, mhm. Mhm. Mm. Mhm. No, I'm good. I say we're done. Oh, yeah, but also, yes, when couldn't make it. Like, yeah, yeah, yeah.